My favorite right now is Alex Hormozi.
Okay.
He's amazing. The amount of value he's over-delivered, it's just clear to me that this guy is reiterated to a point where he can provide crazy value almost for free now. One of the things I thought Alex did really effectively is what's called now the Hormozi style, right?
Yeah.
Where there's like titles or captions that are, going right over my text right now, or text going right over everything I'm saying. Whoever his producer is, or whoever his editors are, kind of helped brought that for him to kind of be the main innovator.
Let's just say I'm at 12K subs. What are the top 3 things I need to focus on to get to my first, say, 100K subs?
Okay, so the top 3 things that really kind of help you propel yourself to move forward in virality or personality. Right.
Okay.
If you have a really crazy, like, I don't want to say crazy personality, but if you can accentuate your personality in a way that like resonates that's best true to yourself, you're almost like talking to a mirror of yourself.
Okay.
Then like think of the camera as a mirror, and not just your audience, but as like a self-reflection of you.
Yeah.
Right. The more authentic you are to that, then it's almost like your best friend.
Okay, I'm usually very loud. I'm like,
That's great.
I'm like loud. I'm like, now I'm like downplaying it because I want to be respectful. I'm usually like loud. I'm like shouting. I live in this big place.
No, that's great.
I'm like always shouting. Always like, Mikey, let's go.
That's great.
Okay.
Play that up.
Okay, cool.
So there's that. There's content value. So as long as you're providing value, like as much value as you can to someone, to your best friend or even to your 21-year-old self, what would you say to yourself at 21 years old?
And then in terms of like providing value, is that in the form of entertainment or education? Like,
okay, so this is great. Yeah, so in the lane you're in right now, I go with education.
Okay, pure education.
But as soon as you get to a certain threshold, then you want to start getting into entertainment.
Now, on education-wise, is it me just like teaching, or is it like me teaching and showing off the cars? And because I don't really show off as much in my 30s, right? In my 20s, sure. I did through ads and stuff, through cars, through non-stop Ferraris and all of this stuff. But I can do I show that off, or is it just like?
I mean, now I think we're living in an age of authenticity, where authenticity is very pinnacle, right? If people can read through that really quickly, you know what I mean? They want to get to the sauce almost immediately.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you can get to the value as quickly as possible. Otherwise, I mean, you can show off your stuff. It's great. Show off your successes for sure. But I would say, I've always been of the opinion of providing as much value as possible. Like, give so many golden nuggets that, people are just going to like come to you for everything.
So who would be like 1 or 2 examples of education being done right?
My favorite right now is Alex Hormozi.
Okay.
He's amazing. Like the amount of value he's over-delivered, right? From his books, I just read leads on the plane ride over here. That just dropped this past weekend to offers that just kind of blew my mind in terms of like, oh wow, there's different levels of playing your offers, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just clear to me that this guy has done this many times before, has reiterated to a point where he can provide crazy value almost for free now. So in terms of who I follow in the entrepreneur space, it's him. And the way he's doing it, this is another way for content value, by the way. If you're going to play the education game, volume is very pinnacle. Volume, just push out so much content as much as possible.
Daily?
But great, yes, daily content, every day. Like, you got to break through the space. We live in the attention era in a way, and you got to break through that as much as possible. So if you're playing the education game, volume is how I would play it. Entertainment, different story, different ball game. It's almost like you're almost playing on a level of not only just filmmaking or gaming, but you're looking at like reality TV. You're kind of like taking things that work in those arenas and you're plugging that into entertainment.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, those are the 3. Content value. You have I didn't touch on filmmaking chops, the last one.
Okay.
So filmmaking and storytelling, that's probably the most, I'd say for me personally, my most favorite, just because I'm naturally a storyteller in other mediums. You can still have those 2 qualities, but if you have the third one, you can really dominate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So storytelling chops or filmmaking chops. So one of the things I thought Alex did really effectively is what's called now the Hormozi style, right? Yeah. Where there's like titles or captions that are, going right over my text right now, or text going right over everything I'm saying. that's become a style that he did because whoever his producer is or whoever his editors are kind of helped brought that for him to kind of be the main innovator of that, if you will. But that's just like a tool that you can use on CapCut, you know. But anyway, I digress. Filmmaking chops, at the end of the day, the essence of that is really being a powerful storyteller, rather than the aesthetic and veneer of, you know, captions and whatnot. That's just a technique for filmmaking.
So that means you guys gotta like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm motivated. And now I'm gonna.
Or if this is going on IG, by the way, save. Hit save.
Hit save on IG.
Yes.
No, but this is my plan. I'm gonna be bringing on guests.
Yes.
And I think this couch and
Yes.
and a lot of this stuff is mainly for me, you know, and I'm just gonna document it.
Yes.
So like,
That's great.
I feel like that's like my natural state where if I have to like script it too much, it's just like, what do you recommend like for education? Should it be scripted or should it just be no?
No, actually, teach what you know.
Yeah.
Just really accentuate your personality a lot more. Go all in on your personality and go all in on your content value. With filmmaking and storytelling, that last part, you really don't need that if you're going in the education space, unless you want to have, or unless you want to experiment with a new format, right?
Okay.
Like, so the format of like the Alex Hormozi style, that's a new format that a lot of people are writing right now, right?
Okay.
So there's that. And there's a lot of different formats you can play around with. Like there's a podcast format I'm currently experimenting with Ty, actually. And there's a number of different things you can try to see, experiments, and see if it works. If it works, then double down on it.
This is my experiment.
Double down on it.
This is my
Okay.
experiment.
If it works, then double down on it.
Yeah, this is my experiment. So.